Welcome to CHA Today, a program that lets you know how the Charlotte Housing Authority and community partners are working together to address Charlotte's affordable housing issue. I'm your host, Jennifer Gallman. Since 1984, the Charlotte Housing Authority Scholarship Fund has awarded more than $2 million in college grants to young people living in housing that receives assistance from the Housing Authority. Most recipients are the first in their family to receive a higher education. This year's fundraising breakfast for the Scholarship Fund was held uptown. Scholarship Fund graduate Robert Wingate and sports commentator James Brown were at the event to speak. Scholarship graduate Robert Wingate spoke candidly about his journey.
Ladies and gentlemen, Benjamin Eli Mays said that when you find yourself behind in the race of life, you have two choices: run faster or quit. So my friends laughed and they laughed and they laughed, and I ran and I ran and I ran. After all of my financial issues were gone, thanks to the Charlotte Housing Authority Scholarship Fund, and after starting Barber Scotia College in remedial reading with 0.0 credit, I finished Barber Scotia College #1 in the largest senior class that Scotia had ever produced, summa cum laude, with a 3.95 GPA, #1 in English.
He then proudly gave thanks to the man, Mr. John Crawford, who started the Scholarship Fund and helped him on his educational path.
It is people like John Crawford that made sure that we did not have abortions on our dreams and that we were able to do things that we wanted to do. John Crawford said, "We are committed to you, Robert. We're committed to your kind because we believe in you." Mr. Crawford, I thank you for your agape love for young people like myself that was labeled a statistic. I owe you the world, and I promise to represent you well and make you proud by making all of my dreams come true. I love you, sir.
After Mr. Wingate's remarks, sports host James Brown, known to many as JB, took the stage. He commended Mr. Wingate and other scholarship recipients for their accomplishments, as well as recognized Mr. John Crawford and the Foundation for the Carolinas for the development and management of the fund. He finalized his comments to the room by focusing on why the Scholarship Fund was a good investment for the community.
President Theodore Roosevelt, who said to educate in mind and not in morals is to create a menace to society. Well, in fact, we've got nothing but monuments being created by this program because they are ensuring that in addition to the academic success, that there is that moral fiber, there is that character, and there is that integrity that will ensure them success throughout. And do know that when you invest your money in these kids, that you can cheer the loudest for them, not like at a football game on a Sunday and those things that I've been blessed to be associated with on the periphery of sports. But we get to cheer the loudest, which is why I wanted to be here to support this man, for folks like that, because they are champions in the biggest game of all, and that is the game of life. And they said, and he's already articulated, they will represent you well. I can't encourage you more strongly. I thank you for the opportunity to speak before you this morning, and God bless you all.
After the event, JB graciously agreed to answer a few questions for the CHA Today show. First off, I wanted to know, with a crazy sports schedule and being under the weather, why was it so important that he fly to Charlotte to speak at the fundraiser? Here's what he had to say.
Gosh, Jennifer, it was so important to be here today because of the kids. When I have looked at what the success rate has been, how they've taken people from environments that most people want to go by, overlook, have nothing to do with, and how they have created real successful folks who are more than meaningful contributors in the game of life and society. I want to come here to do my part to ensure that they could continue a small role, but hopefully a big cheerleader with a big mouth to encourage others to contribute.
I then asked him what he would say to the children in CHA-assisted housing who weren't able to attend the event to hear his speech.
Part of my message was in laying a foundation that there are people who do care. Folks who were here this morning early for a breakfast event because they do care. Many who've supported this program for 27 years. I think the length of time underscores how serious their commitment is. All they need to do is to prepare properly, lay a strong foundation, because the time will come for them to shine, and then they get to show people and say thanks for all that they did to invest in them.
Now that's some advice we can all use. To learn more about the Housing Authority Scholarship Fund, please log on to their website, CHASF.com. Up next, find out how one scholarship recipient gave back by investing his summer in the Charlotte Freedom School. Back in a moment.